For thousands of years, history has flowed like a single mighty river. Humans were born on Earth, they lived on Earth, they died on Earth. Our bodies, our minds, our very stories were shaped by this one world. We learned to walk under its gravity. We learned to breathe its air. We looked up at its sky and told stories about the same sun and the same moon. But what if this river of humanity is about to split? What if, for the first time, a new stream breaks away from the main current? And flows out into the vast, dark ocean of space? This is no longer just a story for science fiction books. It is a possibility we are now building rocket by rocket. Imagine a future, perhaps not so far from today, August 4th, 2025. Where this split has already happened. One group of humans remains on Earth, the custodians of our ancestral home. They continue to live with green grass, blue oceans, and the familiar pull of gravity. The other group is born in the stars. They live in giant spinning space stations. Or perhaps on the dusty red soil of Mars. They have never felt rain on their skin, or walked barefoot on a beach. Their entire existence is a dance with technology. A life lived inside a carefully constructed shell, floating in the endless night. The first and most dramatic changes for the star children would be physical. Our bodies are perfectly adapted for life on Earth, a planet with a specific gravitational pull. Take that gravity away, and the human body begins to protest. In the microgravity of a space station, astronauts' bones lose density because they no longer need to support weight. Their muscles weaken. Their hearts don't have to pump as hard to move blood around. Over many generations, these changes could become permanent evolutionary adaptations. The spaces might evolve to be taller, with longer, more slender limbs, as their spines decompress without the constant push of gravity. Think of them as a new species of primate, adapted not for climbing trees but for floating through corridors. Their legs, no longer essential for locomotion, might become weaker and smaller. Their arms and hands, however, could become stronger and more dexterous, essential for navigating in zero-G and interacting with complex machinery. Their feet might even evolve to be more like hands, with prehensile toes for gripping onto rails and handholds. These are not just cosmetic changes, they are fundamental shifts in the human blueprint, driven by a completely new environment. The very silhouette of a human would be different. Beyond the bones and muscles, their internal systems would also have to adapt. The inner ear, which gives us our sense of balance, would function differently in a world without a clear up or down. This could lead to changes in their brains, perhaps enhancing their three-dimensional awareness and spatial reasoning in ways Earthers can barely imagine. Their cardiovascular systems would also be different, no longer fighting a constant war against gravity. This might make them fragile and unable to survive a return to Earth, where the planet's pull would feel like a crushing weight, a terrible sickness. They would be truly bound to their new home in the void. This physical transformation would also create a new culture. Health and physical maintenance would be a central part of their society, not just a personal choice. Constant exercise, medical monitoring, and perhaps even genetic engineering would be necessary for survival. Their bodies would be seen as part of the station's machinery, something to be carefully managed and optimized. They would be a people intimately familiar with the fragility of their own biology, living in a state of constant, careful symbiosis with the technology that keeps them alive. Their bodies would no longer be just a gift of nature. They would be a project of engineering,